Following pack structure rules may be one of the most important things you do with your dog. There's different dog types. There's your alphas, betas, and omegas. Alphas are the boss or think they're the boss. Betas are not the boss but would like to be. So if there's no clear leadership, they'll try to take over the alpha position. And then you have omegas, which are so easygoing, doesn't matter what you do, they always want to please and follow. Those are the dogs that are a piece of cake to train. Golden Retrievers or Bernese Mountain Dogs often fall into that category. So the lower down on the dog type list, the less of the pack structure rules you have to follow to get a dog to listen. The higher up there, the more rules you have to follow to get them to listen. That's why you hear a lot of different opinions from people as what you should do or shouldn't do. Really depends on where your dog type is naturally. The more you follow those rules, usually the easier it is to train the dog. Now, the pack structure rules aren't in any particular order, but the first one, eating, the rule for it is that the alpha has access to food first and before anybody else. So having a scheduled feeding time where your dog has to sit back and wait for the food before you tell them to take it can help them understand that you're in control of that food. Another thing that can be important is making sure that the quality of food is also good. You want to make sure that there's no corn or grains inside that food. Those are typical fillers that they add to the food to make it a little bit less expensive. Corn is one of the top 3 known allergens to dogs, and it's one of the most common fillers in dog food. So good quality foods tend to not have any fillers inside of them. Now, type of food can even lead to certain behavior problems, even something like aggression. So if a dog feels like they're lacking in nutrition, the best way to get more is to become higher ranking. So they might start becoming aggressive to other dogs or people to try and claim their food. Other things can be if it causes a rash, joint problem, or infection. So let's say if it was an ear infection, somebody went to pet the dog there, or a dog went to jump on the dog there, they would think the other dog or person caused them that pain. They wouldn't relate it to themselves not feeling well. Other problems can be potty training. If there's a bunch of fillers, they'll tend to have more bowel movements, which can make it harder to catch and train to go outside. Even peeing, if there's a bunch of fillers, they'll often drink a lot more water to flush those fillers out, which can also trigger problems. If you go to a store like Tailblazers or Pet Planet, they tend to carry good quality foods that don't have any fillers in them. It can be really hard to find good information on what foods are good, as often we find the studies that are done by companies that have a bunch of fillers inside the food.